People on the phone, we don't know if they're safe. So it's pertinent that we pick up the line and we talk to people.
That woman manages the people who answer the phone during a mental health crisis. Those centers are getting more calls than ever before. Now, a new law is supposed to give them and the people who are calling more support. Fox 43 finds out if Pennsylvania is ready to put that new rule into place. Three simple numbers that could help save someone's life.
It's just a matter of, picking up the phone when it rings.
On July 16th, states will be required by federal law to adopt the 988 number that will become the new 10-digit National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. The number is already working in most parts of Pennsylvania.
Right now, 988 for the most part is live on almost everybody's cell phone.
But it's more than just a number that is part of the switch. It's a focus on mental health services and if Pennsylvania is ready to see a possible influx of calls. Jane Wildison is the manager of crisis intervention at True North in Hanover. It's one of 13 centers in the state that answer suicide lifeline calls.
Lifeline, this is Leah.
Fox 43 finds out the center took 173 calls last year from the lifeline. She says this isn't as many as some of the larger call centers in the state, but it is significant for the population size.
They're talking to people who are considering taking their lives. Some calls last hours.
And like so many offices, this one is doing the work with a portion of the intended staff.
We have been down significant, like about 50% of our staff since November, December of last year. So we're handling the same amount of calls that we were with 14 people that we're now handling with 7.
A big reason for that is pay. The average wage for a new employee here is $16.50 to $19 an hour.
They can go work at Petco or Chewy.com and make $24 an hour. I'm not paying that. So, and this is, you got to be passionate about it.
The Pennsylvania Department of Human Services knows this is a problem. Even though the state doesn't employ people who answer the calls, it is responsible for part of the 988 rollout.
Ultimately, we need to make sure that people are getting good quality services and that we want them talking to trained individuals that know how to respond to a caller in crisis.
The Deputy Secretary for the Office of Mental Health and Substance Abuse Services says the 988 number switch is really just a small part of the new system. Right now, they say it's a soft launch because they think it will take years to really see the impact on both staff and people calling.
That if we want to build a different system that is better prepared to respond to mental health emergencies, it's not what we have now. We need to build it together.
One part of that is geolocation. Right now, if you live in South Central Pennsylvania and call the Suicide Lifeline but don't have a 717 area code, you're not talking to anyone locally. You're talking to someone who works in the area code your number is based. Wildison says that's a problem.
If you have someone who's very suicidal and they call in and they're from Texas, by the time we try to get find a 911 in Texas near them, or, sometimes it takes an hour. And that hour could be the difference between life and death.
Money is a way to fix the problem, and that's where you come in. With 988, the Federal Communications Commission will allow states to collect fees from voice providers. It already does that for 911. So yes, it could mean another charge on your phone bill. Fox 43 finds out the Pennsylvania Department of Human Services and other agencies are considering that option in the future, but we're not there yet. Right now, crisis workers just want to make sure when someone in crisis calls, someone else is there to answer the line.
I think that the need is always going to be there.
If you or someone you know is struggling with a mental health crisis, we have plenty of resources available on our website, fox43.com. And tonight at 6, Fox 43 is addressing what local experts say are the biggest issues in the mental health community. And we're also talking about what comes next. Tune in for Silence the Stigma, Renewing Hope in the Mental Health Crisis. Again, that is 6 o'clock tonight right here on Fox 43.